You're here because you're wondering, how can I improve my personal and professional development? You're in the right place. Let's dive in. Hi, I am Dr. Paul Jenkins. I'm a professional psychologist. I work all the time with professionals who are interested in becoming more successful, more productive, better leaders. And it always starts with personal development. I've got a free gift for you at the end. Stick with me to the end and I'll give you that free gift. I've got 3 powerful steps that you can take around your personal and professional development. Are you ready? Number 1, let's start with the first one that I just mentioned. We start with personal development because professional development is an outcropping, or maybe we could call it a strategic side effect of our personal development. In my experience, personal development is all about developing peace in your mind and heart, confidence in your roles and relationships, and hope for even better things to come. That peace in our mind and heart is what affects how we show up in every role and relationship. And that's what gives us hope for better things to come. So you see how this is all tied together. One of your roles is as a professional. Personal development helps you have confidence in all of your roles and relationships. That's where it ties in, and that's why personal development is so much more fundamental to our growth than professional development is. At another level, they're exactly the same thing, because the person that's in the profession is what we're developing. So when you strengthen your mindset, your resilience, your emotional freedom, all of that is what you bring to the table when you show up in your professional role. And it will rub off on others too. I told you that I'm a professional psychologist. I remember when I was going through my training way back in the 90s, encountering some research around success and happiness. And in psychology, we've known forever that there is a correlation. You've maybe encountered this in your own reading and development. There is a correlation between success and happiness. It's been demonstrated time and time again. But we got it wrong. We got it backwards, actually. We concluded from that research that, therefore, when we're successful, we'll be happy. Correlated. Correlation is not causation. And that's where we got it backwards, because what we're finding through extended research on those same topics is that it's probably the other way around. It's probably that when we are happy, then we are successful. And that makes sense when you ask, well, what is the definition of success? Because if we're happy, what else do we want? Maybe happiness is success. But what the research also points out is that every other measurable aspect of success, whether that's finance or influence or leadership or whatever, every other measurable aspect of success is enhanced and empowered by happiness. That's groundbreaking. That's why personal development is the best thing that you can do for professional development. I coach leaders, and it's so funny to me that they struggle sometimes to decide, should I make this a business expense? And I'm like, yes, of course you should. Because this is the best thing that you can do for your company, for your organization. We know that it increases the productivity of the entire organization when a leader invests in their own personal development. That's been shown time and time again as well. Of course, it's a legitimate business expense, and there's a tax benefit to that too. Disclaimer, I'm not your accountant, but I am saying this is one of the most powerful things you can do for your organization and for your bottom line. One of the executives that I coach estimated that their revenues over the course of about a 5-year period where I was coaching him at least doubled if not more. And he attributes a lot of that to his own personal development, which I was there to support. If you've ever noticed an increase in your organization's productivity or in the bottom line because of your personal development, would you share your experience? Drop something into the comments down below so that we can hear what your experience with that has been. I've got lots of examples I can share from my clinical experience and from my personal development too. Share what you've got. I want to see that. Now, improvement happens on purpose. It's not accidental that you will stumble into personal development. Yes, you'll encounter some things that turn the lights on for you. But what if you became very intentional about your learning, about your practice of new principles that you are engaging? What if you were to intentionally move forward with your personal development? Let's take it off of your to-do list and put it on your I'm doing list. This includes being very intentional about what you're reading, what you listen to, who you engage as a mentor or a coach, what you attend, how you work this into your day. We know that people are committed by two documents, your calendar and your bank account. You might be interested in personal development and how that can impact your professional life. We'll know that you're committed when we see it on the calendar. And then the final thing that I wanted to mention here is how you associate with other people. Some people will look at your desire to really lean into your personal and professional development, and they might be less supportive than you'd want them to be. Who are you surrounding yourself with? There's a common saying out there that you become most like the 5 people you hang out with the most. And so look around. I do. Every time I hear that, I'm like, okay, who am I hanging out with here? Because that tends to rub off. We tend to share energy. You know, there's a concept in psychology that goes right back to physics, and it has to do with sympathetic resonance. The best example that I've seen of this before is a tuning fork, and I should have brought one with me, but you know how you'll take a tuning fork, it's a little metal implement that you strike, and it starts to sing at a certain frequency. Okay, a tuning fork, if you were to run that along the strings of a harp without touching the strings, when it gets to the one that has the same frequency, the harp string would start singing with it. This works on a piano too, if you take the sustain pedal and just allow those strings to move freely. The same frequency picks up the vibration and vibrates with it. This is called sympathetic resonance. This happens with people all the time. And if we are hanging out with or associating with people who are vibrating at this frequency, guess what? We're going to be vibrating at about that frequency. Well, what if we want to take that up a frequency? It means we need to be looking for people who can vibrate at that frequency. And so your associations, who you hang out with, how you spend your time, who are you going to lunch with, and notice the energetic shift that it brings about inside of you. I'm glad that you took a few minutes out of your busy day to take a closer look at this. If you're ready to go a little deeper into your personal development, my book, Pathological Positivity, is going to turn on a few lights for you in terms of how to operate the equipment of your own mind. And I am happy to give you a free copy of this book. You just pick up the shipping. I'll put the book in the mail so that you can receive your copy of Pathological Positivity. Just go to the URL here on the screen, drpauljenkins.com/free book, and we can get that underway. You pick up the shipping, I'll pay for the book. Does that sound fair? Thanks for listening. I'll see you in the next video.